Hi, Flosstube. Betsy Klager, BIRDSTITCHER, Colorado here. It's been 2.5 months since I recorded, since my last confession. Crazy times, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time jibber-jabbering about it. I just have been bursting at the seams wanting to share everything. This Flosstube may be discombobulated. I did write an outline, so I'm going to try and stick to it. For those of you who have watched before, thank you for coming back. For new people watching, thanks for joining me, and I hope that you'll subscribe and click the thumbs up button. I can't do it on my left, the thumb. That's another story. But for those of you who have watched before, you knew that I went on a 3-week vacation with my husband. We celebrated our 30th anniversary, and we went to Great Britain. We did 3 days in Paris in between, but for 3 weeks we basically did Edinburgh, then took the train down to England and went into Wales, and we did the whole big circle around, and we wound up in London. All of it was amazing. The highlight was my husband surprised me with tickets to Hamilton. Okay, I wasn't going to go into too much detail about the trip, but I got to tell this story. We went to Buckingham Palace in the morning, and Scott said, well, you know, there's some place we got to be at 2. This was our second to last day in London, and we were there for 4 days. And I said, somewhere at 2, where? He said, no, you know, he had hinted that for the last couple of days in London, that he had something planned, but he wouldn't say what it was. I thought it was, you know, tickets to a museum or something. We did go see a West End show. We saw Kinky Boots on our second night there, and that was awesome. Very fun musical. I highly recommend it. And we do, when we go to New York, we like to see Broadway shows. But I didn't think, you know, it wasn't on my radar that, number one, Hamilton was in London, and number 2, that we would go see another West End show, you know, at 2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. So, so we're walking from Buckingham Palace, and he's looking on his phone, trying to figure out, you know, the Google app, you know, for walking the map and everything, trying to figure out where we are. Of course, I can't help him. And I said, I'll stand over here. You go over there and ask someone. You know, he wouldn't do that, of course. Anyway, so we end up walking down the street, and I'm just oblivious. I'm just looking at people and looking at Scott, and we see the theater, the Victoria Palace, and there's a line. But again, it's just not registering with me. And we went around the side where the line ended, and he got in the line. And I looked around, and I saw in the theater that this is where Hamilton was. And I did an Elaine from Seinfeld, like, get out! all these Brits all around me thought I was a crazy American. Probably not the first time. We're doing what? I was so excited. I had to tell the usher, my husband surprised me. The people next to me, oh my gosh, my husband surprised me with this. Not only did he surprise me with the tickets, we were close up. We were like 7 rows back. To say that all the hype for Hamilton, it was better than the hype. I mean, really, it was life-changing because it was just so spectacular. So after the musical, of course, I got the whole album on my iTunes. I've been listening to it, singing all the songs to it. And then I started the biography by Ron Chernow on which the musical is based. Highly recommend it. I'm listening to it on Audible. That's how I read all my books these days, so I can do my crafting while I'm listening. It's long, but it's really very interesting. I highly recommend it. Anyway, so that was the highlight of the trip. I just had to say that. But so back to normal life. I think a 3-week vacation is awesome. If anybody can take the time to do it. I mean, I've never done it before. And I think we've been back, 2 months? And I'm just so much happier. It sounds weird, but I just have a spring to my step again. Go figure. Anyway, excuse me, I'm thirsty. So, we got back beginning of October, and I didn't do much stitching on the trip. It's kind of hard to stitch when, you know, you're on the train, or because I fell asleep a lot on the train, but or driving. My husband did. We rented a car for 3-4 days. He did all the driving on the wrong side of the road. I couldn't get any stitching done then. But anyway, I've been stitching like crazy since I got back. Been doing some knitting, but this thumb, this is the reason I got back into cross stitch. I'm going to a doctor finally. After 6 months, I'm going on Tuesday to find out what the heck it is and if I can maybe get an injection or something. But anyway, so I want to share with you all of my works in progress, my FFOs, my FO, singular, my haul. But first, I feel really badly because I did the Pass the Stash in the last video, and I didn't get a chance to mail out the chart. Leanne of Lost in Floss, which is a new Flosstube, new to me Flosstube that I discovered, she won the coffee chart. So I just mailed that to her this past week, and I feel really bad about that. But also in the last episode, it was my 500 subscriber giveaway that I announced. And so I did draw a winner for that. And I'll announce that in a minute. I did a random number generator. The prompt was for all of you to leave a comment on what your favorite Flosstube moment was. And got a lot of really, someone said when Chelsea had her baby. I thought that was really nice. But anyway, so for that giveaway, the 500 giveaway, what I'm gonna do is I'm passing the stash. I'm not doing a Pass the Stash in this episode because I'm gonna incorporate that into the 500 member, let's try this again, 500 subscriber giveaway. I don't have anything on the floor this time. It's all within reach. So it's gonna have some goodies in it in addition to what I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna pass the stash to the person I'm gonna announce. This is what you're gonna get. Little House Needleworks. It is Louise and Henry. Little House Needleworks. You sense a theme here with the sheep? And that is Warm Winter Woolens. Oh, my nail, it's all chipped. Ooh, I should have done my nails. I did do my hair. No makeup though. And this one that I finished, I'm passing along, Blackbird Design, Sing a Song of Seasons for the Birds. This is number 5 in that series. And I'm also going to pass along this, because this is my most recent FO. I'll show you it in a minute and tell you the story about it. This is in the same series. This is number 1. I went from number 5 to number 1. This is It's Spring Fever. And I ordered a pattern from Barbara Anna Designs and got it in the mail and realized I'd already ordered it and it was in my stash. So, Funky Bird is going to go to the winner. I love that. How fun. And there'll be some other goodies in the package. So, the winner of, where's my notebook? It's buried. Hold please. I'm not as organized as I think I am. Okay, the winner is Alita Casey. You are the winner. Your comment, I'm sorry, I didn't write down what your comment was, but you had a favorite Flosstube moment. So I did a random number generator. You were number 8. So please get in touch with me. I'll leave a comment on your comment to get your snail mail address so I can send you all those charts and the other goodies that you will get for my 500 subscriber giveaway. Congratulations. What fun. Okay, so I have FFOs. And they are, actually I lied, there are 2 things on the floor. Excuse me. And I did post these on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm BIRDSTITCHER Colorado. I have posted these. Look at that. Wilhelmina. Isn't she cute? This is hanging in our bathroom downstairs. We used to call them powder rooms. I don't know why. I guess because that's where we would go powder our noses, right? And then this one, which is Coffee Bean Samplery by Heartstring Samplery, Beth Twist. Isn't that great? That's hanging on a wall in our kitchen nook, like where we sit down and eat breakfast. So I was really happy with that. I wasn't happy that it took 7 weeks to get them back from the framer. I had taken them in right before we left for Europe. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. Right before we left for Europe, I took them in. And he said, oh, it'll be 2 weeks. I said, oh, that's fine. I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks, so I'll just pick them up when I get back. They're not ready. Called 2 weeks after that, so it's been five weeks. Oh, we'll have it at the end of the week. They never did have it at the end. Finally, after 7.5 weeks, when I called about 3 times, they had it. And they did a good job, but oh, they didn't have enough staff and all that. And I understand that. It's a small mom and pop place. I really get it. But so I bought a bunch of framing supplies. I've been watching Kitten Stitcher, Teresa, on her tutorials on how to frame, and I'm going to give it a go myself. The other thing I did was an FFO of one of my bird samplery from Sampler from Beth Twist, the Western Tanager, the one that I did the extra R's. It's not straight because this is not a permanent fix. But I covered a canvas in fabric, and I have a staple gun, and I did this with sticky board. I think it needs another border around here and maybe some other cute little things to put on there. But I was really happy. I thought this fabric goes nicely with it. And so it's sort of an FFO. It's not totally finished yet, but I was kind of proud of myself. Yeah, after waiting all that time for the framing, I'm like, I've got to do something else with my FOs. Okay. Need to take a sip. I should learn not to drink Diet Coke while I'm doing these because I get a little, but we're all friends here. All right. FO. You know, I finished it because it's past the stash. The Blackbird Design, It's Spring Fever, which is #1 in the series, and I did not iron this. See, there's my iron, but I didn't iron this. I finished this last night at 7 o'clock. I love this series. So I'm going to start my next one. I haven't decided which one I'm going to start, but I have all the floss and the fabric. This is on the called for 36 count linen. Can't remember the name of it, but it's on the, whatever's on the pattern. Okay, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but you're sitting down with your project. Let's say it's cross stitch or knitting or whatever it is. And same with books. This happens to me with books. And I look ahead and see how much I have to do. And I say, oh, this will take 3 hours. And that's what happened yesterday. I had my cup of coffee, sat down around 10 o'clock on my, on my recliner in the family room. It was Saturday. Oh, I didn't even say, today is Sunday, November 18. Tomorrow's my birthday. Anyway, I'm sitting down 10 o'clock with my coffee, with my Flosstube, Audible book. I switch back and forth. 10 o'clock, I say, oh, I'll just spend 3 hours on this. You know, we don't have anything planned. It was really cold outside. I had hosted book club Friday night, so I was kind of relaxing, you know, not wanting to be around people or anything. So 1 o'clock comes and goes. Nothing. Not yet finished, right? Oh, I still have this and this and this. I get up and make myself a little snack. And other than restroom breaks, I'm embarrassed to say, I was still in my pajamas. 7 o'clock. I went from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock and I finished it. Oh, it'll just be 3 hours. But I'm at the end, you know, and you just have to do a few stitches here, and then you have to do lazy daisy. There's a few lazy daisies on it, and just a lot of little motifs. I mean, that's what I like stitching, but when I get to the finish line, or I can see the finish line, I'm all about that, nothing else. I think it was about 5 o'clock. My husband he was practicing guitar, so, you know, we were just relaxing. It was a very nice day, and about 5 o'clock, because usually we go out Saturday night, 5 o'clock, he said, I guess you're hunkered down for the rest of the day. Yeah. Anyway, needless to say, this morning, first thing I get up and I take a shower because I really smelled. I hope that wasn't TMI. But anyway, I have a finished object. Yay! All right. I'm going to try and be more productive. Actually, I was productive, right? I got an FO. Who can complain about that? Okay. Let's go to works in progress, which I have right here next to me, all organized. The first one that I've been working on these last 2 months is Rebecca. And this is a Kathy Barrick design, and I'm using silks because isn't she cute? And yes, I have Rodney. I'm gonna do Rodney when I'm finished with Rebecca. Rodney is Rebecca's boyfriend. This is on 18 count Aida. I'm liking Aida. I like even weave and Aida. I like working on it, and I like the way it looks. Oh, look at this cute needle minder. This is from Jen Upton. I ordered Color Street nails. See? And she kindly sent me this. She sent me something else I'll show you later in Stitchy Kindness, but she sent me one of her needle minders. Isn't that cute? Little bird on a guitar pick. I told my husband, this is not a guitar pick for you to use. Anyway, thanks, Jen. Okay, so that's Rebecca. I'm going to try and stay organized here so I can put everything away. I'm also doing the 'Tis the Season Sal. I'm way behind. I'm loving looking at everybody's pictures. It's hosted by Lynette of Homesteading on the Homefront. And a lot of people have been stitching this, and I've just really loved all of the projects I'm seeing. I did the Victorian Motto threads pack, and I love working with them. You see that? I can't really, it's very wrinkled, but here, let me go up. And this is on the called for. I think it's Lakeside Linen Pear is the color. Goes all the way over there. Okay, here's another true confession. I am a very, very selfish crafter. I make things for myself that I like. Occasionally, people who I deem stitch-worthy or knit-worthy or crochet-worthy will get a gift. Usually it's small. And this project, I know I love cardinals, I love birds, obviously that's my handle. but I'm thinking I may gift this. I know. And I know it might be hard after I frame it or I get it framed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I just have a friend that I've known since 3rd grade, and I think she would really love this. And I don't, if I do gift anything, I hate making anything on a deadline. I just can't do it. It takes the fun out of it. So it probably would be finished in time for Christmas, so I could give it to her for Christmas. But also, if I give it to her, it would just be because we don't usually exchange Christmas presents. It's just I'm thinking of you. I thought of you when I stitched this. I want you to have it. I'm making a face because I like to look at everything I make, but I know that this friend would really, really appreciate it, and she's definitely stitch worthy. So maybe I'm becoming less selfish in my old age. I'm going to be 57 tomorrow. I thought I was 56. No, I thought I was going to be 56 like a month ago, and my husband said, no, you've been 56 for 10 months. Oops. I'm just glad I'm on this side of the earth and not in the earth. Anyway, here's the book that it's in, and here is the pattern. All right. Both my parents died before the age of 70. My dad didn't make it to 50. My mom didn't make it to 70. So my perspective on getting old is very different than a lot of people. Or maybe not. I think maybe our generation, we're embracing our aging. Okay, this next work in progress, I don't know why I can't talk. For some reason, I was really scared to start it. Probably because I spent, okay, if your kids are watching, cover their ears. I spent a shit ton of money on the floss. Silks. Shit ton. Okay, you can take your hands off your ear. Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. This is the Stitch Along hosted by Jeannie Schwartz, Cheryl McKinney, and one more. I'm sorry. I forgot. I apologize. It's the Hawk Run Hollow Sal, hashtag HRHSal 2018. And I was really scared, but I started it. And my goal was to do 1 block a month. So I started in November, and I'll probably work on this today. So I will have this block done by the end of the month. I expect to anyway. And there's the first block in silks. Oh, I love it. And it's 40 count, which is not my favorite to stitch on, but I do like the way it looks. 1 thread. I just think it's going to be really cool. Very happy that I started it, finally. My next work in progress, this is a chart that I won in Julie, Gulf Coast Stitchers, I think it was her 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And I won, and she just sent me a whole package of goodies. And she knew that I like everything British. So this is The Primitive Hare, The 6 Wives of Henry VIII. She sent me in the prize package. That's sweet. Oh, love it. And this is the progress I've made. This fabric she sent me as well, and I thought it'd be perfect for this. 36 count. And I'm not, it's linen, but I'm not sure. And I'm just using the DMCs that are called for. So the first one is Catherine of Aragon. That's who I'm starting with. That's fun. This is one, actually, when I showed my husband this, he got all excited. Oh, that'll be really cool when you frame it and hang it up. So I like it when he takes notice and appreciates. And because I am a joiner and a follower, I saw that there is a Dimensions kit, Sal, that has started. And it's hosted by Amy. Trying to think of her Instagram name because it's Amityville, something like that. I don't know. But she's hosting it. And Diana Zaslow, who is going to be my roommate at StitchCon. Hi, Diana. Sent me, months ago, she sent me a package with this to stitch. And it's a Dimensions kit. And look at the birdies and the kitty cats. So this is something, I haven't started it yet. I'm probably going to put it on my frame that I was gifted. I'll show you that later. But isn't that cute? It's on 18 count Aida. And I'm going to use the fabric that it came with because I like stitching on Aida. So that'll be a whip today. And the last whip I have is another series that I got sucked into because it's Cottage Garden Samplings, the Songbirds Garden series. And I don't go in numerical order, I just start what I want. This is the chart. It calls for Weeks Dye Works and it has conversion for DMC, but after working on Rebecca in silks and Hawk Run Hallow in silks, I wanted to do this in silks. So I looked up a conversion online and found a DMC to, I can't even say the name of the silks, a silk company conversion. I couldn't find one for Belle Soie. That's what I was looking for, but it's another one. I think it's the same one I'm using for Hawk Run Hallow that was called for. Anyway, so I'm converting it from the DMC to the silks, and I'm stitching it on an even weave, Lugana, I think, and I'm doing it in a 32 count. Now, this is my progress, and I like it. I like it a lot, but I did a boo-boo. Here's my boo-boo. I looked at the measurements, and I also did a calculation of the stitches and the 32 count. The design is 10 inches square. And I thought, okay, I want 3 inches on the borders. So I got a 13 by 13 square. Those of you who are smart know that's not enough. That's only 1.5 inches on each side. I'm gonna make it work. I just realized this last night when I was working on it, by the way. I wish I had realized it when I started, before I started, and then I would have just gotten another piece of fabric and saved this for something else. But I'm gonna make it work. And because I've already done too much on it and it's just too pretty. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm really, really smart. And then other times, most times, I find out I'm not as smart as I think I am. I think we've all made those kinds of stitching errors, and you know, you learn, right? Next time I order a specific piece of fabric, I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to figure out twice. Okay, am I counting for all borders? Okay. I wanted to mention 2 floss tubes that I have discovered. They are relatively new, so I can go back and watch from the beginning without having to spend too much time. But the first one is Lost in Floss, Barb and Leanne. Hey, Barb and Leanne. Leanne won my Pass the Stash. Barb and Leanne are so flippin' funny. they just crack me up. They're just really, they just have such a positive energy and a good sense of humor, and they love to stitch, and they do beautiful work. I think they've been friends since, I think they said 9th grade. I mean, they've been friends a long, long time. So they have really good energy together, and I really enjoy watching them. So I recommend Lost in Floss if you haven't already discovered them. Go watch. The other one is the Sunshine Stitchers. Sunshine Stitchers are 3 stitchers, EJ, Gary, and Shalia. They are in Florida. Gary makes grime guards and project bags. It's Garon, G-A-R-O-N. I think Ron's his husband, so it's Gary and Ron, their name, Ron Bags. They're on Facebook. They have a group for the bags, but the Flosstube is the Sunshine Stitchers, and they are just so much fun. And Shalia, she gets to go on cruises for stitching and is always traveling on them, and they're just really fun to watch, and they have a lot of good stitching projects to share. Gary does a tour, I think it's his house, it does a tour of some of his works that are hanging on the wall they have decorated. I don't know if Gary's husband's also a stitcher. I believe he makes the bags too. I may be wrong about that, but I'm not sure if he's a stitcher as well. He might be. I think he is, because Gary was showing a table cover, and I think he said that Ron stitched it. But anyway, check out Sunshine Stitchers. They're a hoot and a holler. I don't know where I stole that from, but I think it was from Kef. From Snug Harbor Crafts. A hoot and a holler! Okay, so of course the other Flosstubers that I've mentioned in past episodes I'm still watching because they're just so much fun to watch. And the last probably month, every weekend I was thinking, oh, I watched, Julie, and who was local to me, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. Oh yeah, I've got to record. So I don't know, I'm glad I finally sat down and did it, even though I'm very discombobulated. I'm glad to get all of this sharing out, because I like watching everybody else share theirs, and I've gotten positive feedback that y'all like seeing what I'm working on, so hopefully it will not be 2.5 months until I record again. Although I may have a little delay, and I'll explain that at the end. Okay. Stitchy kindness. I had mentioned a Flosstube in the past that I discovered, and they're local to me, Jenny and Melissa. They have a Flosstube called K&J Stitches. I got Stitchy kindness from each of them. So, the first one is a project bag that Jenny made for me and gave me at last month's stitch-in. Look at that. She showed it in her Flosstube, not the most recent episode, but the one before that. She showed this, and it was right before she gave it to me. Isn't this gorgeous? It's got beautiful shiny polka dots on the inside. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Jenny. The other Stitchy kindness was from Melissa, and she lent me, it's called American Dream Products. I think you've all seen it. Easy Stitcher, Easy Frame, something like that. It's got the Velcro. And it has a stand, and Melissa had seen that I posted on our Colorado Needleworkers Facebook group several months back. I posted for my Hawk Run Hallow. I said, does anybody recommend a good frame? It was before I discovered Q-snaps, and so Melissa said, oh, I've got this frame system that I don't use. I'll bring it to the stitch-in, and she brought it to me in August. I think it was August, and I tried it out, and I liked it, and so I said, okay, Melissa, what can I give you for it? And she said, nothing. So look at that. I think I'm gonna put my dimensions kit on this today. And then my third Stitchy kindness was from Jen Upton. I showed you the needle minder she sent with the Color Street nails, but she also sent me this. Isn't that sweet? I love it. I love it. I am waiting for my cardinal to come to my bird feeder. I've had, let's see, I've got blue jay, I've got my black-capped chickadees, robin, of course I've had robins. I've had all kinds of birds coming to my bird feeder, but isn't that cute? I've had a hairy woodpecker. Look it up. This is in Colorado. Hairy woodpeckers look like downy woodpeckers, but they're bigger. This guy is huge, and he was scaring all the finches away. It was kind of funny. They came back in bigger numbers, but yesterday they were just going crazy. And this woodpecker is just so beautiful. He's got the little red on the back of his head, and I could go on. Oh, there was one more Stitchy kindness. Jen of Jen Stitch and Niche. I ordered some fabric from her, and she threw in a Raise the Roof design chart, which I thought was really sweet. So there were 4 Stitchy kindnesses. Dull November brings the blast, then the leaves are whirling fast, and then it's chilled December brings the sleet, blazing fire and Christmas treat. Isn't that cute? And I guess it's time for haul. And I'm sorry, I don't know the source of where I got everything that I'm going to show you. Excuse me. I have a tickle in my throat. And I had thoughts that when I brought it in, I'd write it down, and I didn't remember. Most of it is from my local needlework store, a stitching shop in Denver. Christine owns it, and she's awesome. Another thing came from eBay that I didn't even remember I ordered. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But I'm going to show you what I have gotten. Really, it's not that much, okay, so a stitching shop I mentioned. I am on the automatic delivery for the Songbirds Garden series from Cottage Garden Samplings. The Songbirds Garden series #1 is this one. And I'm going to make sure I cut this 16 by 16. Maybe I should write a big note on it. Cut 16 by 16 square on 32 count, you big dummy. And then when I pass the stash, the person who gets it will say, wow, she's really nice. Isn't that cute? And then, of course, #5 just came out. The Bluebird of Happiness. I think I'm missing one, because it's 5. That's what happens when I buy things and they all just come crashing in. Because I think the one I just did was, or the one I'm working on is #3, Wisdom. I'll find out where #4 is, because I know I've ordered it. All right. Okay. So I mentioned tomorrow's my birthday. I love my birthday. And I was in a stitching shop last week. I had a deposition in Denver, and I finished it about 1 o'clock. My office is in Arvada, which is a suburb of Denver, and a stitching shop is in Denver. So I thought, I don't want to go back to the office. And I didn't. And I went to a stitching shop, and I stitched, and I shopped. And I had seen this, what I'm about to show you, I had seen it at the last Stitch In, and thought, oh, it's so cute. But it was $45. I don't need it, but it was so cute. So when I was there this past week, I splurged for my birthday, and I got this little kit. I love the saying, count twice, stitch once. That goes for not only the stitching, but also the fabric that you're going to cut for your stitching, right? And it comes with the finishing, everything to finish it, the little ribbon. I don't know, I don't think it has the threads in it, but it's the Nashville 2018 limited edition. I just thought it was adorable. So that's my birthday treat from a stitching shop. Okay, the rest of this I don't, oh, I did go to the craft box in Wheat Ridge, thanks to Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, and found a few goodies there. The first one is called well, the price tag's over it, so let me see. Oh, a sampling in the square. And I just thought this was really cute because of the bird motifs. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole thing together or do little motifs. I haven't decided, but this is not on an immediate plan. This is something for further down the road in 2019. But I thought that was really cute. And then Bent Creek, it's called, they're snappers. And they apparently, I guess, were released in different parts, and then you add on to them and you put them on along, you do them as they come out and then add it to the original piece of fabric, I think is the theory. But anyway, I got the whole kit. This is the first one. So you do the whole outline and then the first, I didn't hold that up long enough. Can you see? Look at the owl. I love owls. And then you stitch that, and then each time you get a new thing to add on to it. I don't know if these are in order, but so you start with the owl, and then you add the little beehive. And then, oh, is that a little squirrel? Oh, now that I'm looking at this, I think I've got to start this soon. It's just so cute. And then you add the kitty cat. I might make the kitty cat black because our cat, who passed away in May of old age, Mr. Cat, was black. And then this is the last one. You get the birdhouse. I just thought that was really cute. So I got the whole series, and it comes with the snaps. I guess I don't know what, they're decorative maybe. But I got the whole thing for $5.99. I think originally they were maybe each $5.99 or even more. I don't know. So the craft boxes, I have to stay away from there. And then I also got this because of birds. I thought that was cute. And I think I got these from Julie, Gulf Coast Stitcher. I love Kathy Barrick. I got Frederica. And I think her partner is Frederick. And of course I got to get him. And it calls for silks. I'll be doing silks. I love silks. Oh. And then I also got Little Robins by Kathy Barrick. Isn't that cute? And then this is the last one. I got this in the mail and I forgot I ordered it, but it was on eBay. And Marilee Beams is the designer that designed the Feed the Birds chart that I showed on my very first, on my introductory video. And someone who was watching, when I asked who designed this, they found the chart and they found the designer. Well, this is the same designer, Marilee Beams. So apparently I like Marilee's designs because I saw this on eBay and I had forgotten. I ordered it. Do you ever wonder if something in our brain, when the adrenaline goes or epinephrine turns on, that we have another personality, and that's the one we go shopping and collecting, and then it's kind of a fog when we get it? And that would explain why we order duplicates. I'm like Teresa of Kitchen Stitcher. I don't keep a record of everything. I mean, I probably should and write it all down. I do take pictures, but it's not, there's no rhyme or reason to it. So I am not very organized and I don't really remember what I have or, you know, anyway, I'm just rambling. It happens to all of us, right? Okay, so that about wraps it up. Just a short life update. Hubby and I are going to San Diego to visit his brother and wife over Thanksgiving. So we're leaving on Thursday on Thanksgiving and getting back the following Monday. And then Tuesday, I am having oral surgery, which is the same thing I had last year in August. I had a gum graft. See? I have no boundaries, people. So they did the bottom. It was very successful. The recovery was hell. Not because of the soreness in my mouth, but because my joint right here, the TMJ, was so painful for about a month after the surgery because they have my mouth open so long and I'm under. I pay the extra money to have them knock me out. I'm not awake for any of it. But because my jaw is open all that time, it just inflames it and makes it hard to talk, and it was just a nightmare. So I'm taking off 2 weeks of work, actually. And I'm sure I'll still be achy after that. But anyway, they have to do it to the top now. So I'm kind of dreading it, but I'll have plenty of time at home, and I hope I'll feel well enough to stitch. And I may record a Flosstube while I'm recuperating. I don't know. It depends on how hard it is to talk. I may do a short update. I don't know. But this is the last of my gum grafts. I'm so happy it'll be over. And the other thing is this thumb. I am going to a doctor on Tuesday. It's swollen. Really what bothers it are everyday activities like picking up things, pulling up my pants, opening a jar or a doorknob. It hurts. This is my right thumb, but it's right here on my left thumb is where it hurts. So I don't know what it is. Knitting makes it worse. Now cross stitching doesn't, but I can't hold the frame. I have to put it on something like a lap stand or prop the frame up on the table and it'll help. And I ice it and that makes it feel better. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to upload this. We're at 48 minutes, so I hope it doesn't take 10 hours to upload, but hopefully you'll see this today. And I want everybody in the US to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you go visit family, I hope there's not much drama. I hope that you can relax, or if not relaxing is your thing, if you like to do the Black Friday thing, go for it. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.